These are people helping to make our communities better, helping to make Louisiana better.
They're two faces most likely you're quite familiar with, Chad Dudley and Steve DeBosier from the law firm Dudley DeBosier. But what you may not know is one of the firm's core values is to give back, something two partners say was ingrained in them early on as children.
I've been in Baton Rouge my whole life. My mother taught for 40 years. She started off as a fourth grade teacher. She ended up as a librarian. And our belief was, I'm the youngest of 7. So our belief was always giving back. And at the time, we didn't have a whole lot to give back, but that's what we did.
In Dudley's case, growing up in Hawaii, he said when his brother was sick, his mother had to spend a lot of time in the hospital.
She'd even invite some of the people over to our house. We lived about 5-10 minutes away, and to take a shower or to get a home-cooked meal or just to get some rest and recharge. And after my brother got out of the hospital, she looked into what options are there out there for families that are in this situation that can't afford to go stay at a hotel for 2 to 3 weeks.
It's why his mother was moved to get a Ronald McDonald House to open in Hawaii to help children. For a woman in her mid-20s, given the checklist of to-dos before Ronald McDonald would even consider putting up a home, it would have been easier to say no thank you. First, she had to raise a large sum of money, and she did. So now what? They needed a location. But all the neighbors fought her tooth and nail against this home going up.
She went to town hall meetings and went to all these different things to fight to have this house to be put in this neighborhood. She took me. I was, with her at all those meetings, standing there as a kid watching all this happen.
Nearly 40 years later, that Ronald McDonald House is still in Hawaii, and Dudley's outlook on life is forever changed.
If there's something that's not the way it should be, you go fight for it, and you pour yourself into it. And so that impact on me when I look at all the amazing, incredible things that the nonprofits are doing throughout the state of Louisiana, it means a lot to carry on that tradition, carry on that core family value.
It's why 7 years ago, the Dudley DeBosier partners launched a program called Leadership Academy. It's put on twice a year for free to any and all nonprofits in Louisiana. It started by inviting some of the area's nonprofits to the firm to take part in their leadership courses because they already provide the training to their own employees. The feedback was so amazing that they decided to dedicate an entire day to it with 8 nonprofits in attendance. Then they got a conference room and had about 30 organizations. By the 3rd year, it had grown to 100 nonprofits. This year, this was the attendance.
We want to help a lot of people, and that's just kind of the way we are, but we couldn't handle the just a flood of requests, and nor did we want to be in the business of just writing checks to people and just not knowing what they were doing with it or not really seeing the result of it.
We found ourselves saying no to a bunch of really good organizations out there. And like we do at Dudley DeBosier, we ask ourselves, is there another way that we can approach this? Is there a way that we can maybe help out some of these nonprofits in a different way?
It's why they host a full day of learning for the nonprofits, including how to make money and grow their nonprofits. Things like how to apply for grants, how to fundraise, use social media to their benefit, and network with other nonprofits.
Every single nonprofit in that room has a story. And it is a powerful story.
I wish more people knew and understood how many people are out there doing great things.
And through their Leadership Academies, this firm is giving back in amounts that cannot be measured.
Louisiana's been great to us. We've been successful, and so what greater opportunity to give back now.
My mom will probably not know how many people she's impacted by bringing me along with her during many of those nonprofit meetings, and you just don't know the ripple effect that your heart will have when you freely share it and freely give back.
With Unfiltered with Kieran and our Difference Makers partnership, I'm Kieran Chawla.